What is up, fitness fans? I'll tell you what, there's some confusion out there about the appropriateness of time interval training versus repetition training. Neither one of them, to be honest with you, neither one of them is bad. Neither one of them is better. They both serve a purpose. I got asked this today from somebody that I was training in a group situation, and they really liked the time intervals as opposed to rep intervals. And they asked if there was a different effectiveness of one or the other. In a group fitness setting that I've been training in for many years now, probably almost 15 years, in a group fitness strength and conditioning setting, I really like time intervals because it gives my trainees a chance to do everything they can do in a time interval and still feel really confident and in control of their movements. Successful, let's say. So it's both a physical thing, and I think it's also a mental thing, that somebody that's taking my training is feeling like they can do some stuff in a time interval and not have to compare themselves to the Olympian that's next to them. And then that Olympian that's next to them in the group is also not, having to worry about waiting around for somebody who just got started this week to finish 10 reps. Now, if you'd like to train like this, there's an email below this video. So go ahead and email me, free class, and I'll send you a link to a class that you can try and see if this is a good fit for you. Now, like I'm saying, if you ran a group that everybody did 10 reps and then you moved on to the next exercise, that's fine. It's a little bit tougher to control that environment, and I think it's a little bit tougher to control that mentality of the people that you're inviting to come and train with you, because again, I want people to feel super successful when they come for the first time or when they're there for the 1,000th time. Now, I've got people that have been training with me since 2008, and right now it's 2026. So these people need to be challenged, and I structure my classes in such a way that these time intervals that we'll do things in these groups, they're challenging. The time intervals are usually long enough where I give enough options for people to customize the exercise. So we're showing fundamentally how to do it. My people that keep coming back, they know how to do the fundamental things, and then I might be showing some additional intensifiers, some ways to make it a little more accessible for a brand new beginner in that time interval. It gives me more time to teach, rather than worry about what rep we're on or what rep somebody's doing, or because they can only do one, then they don't feel successful and I have to give them a replacement of something, or they come and they feel like they didn't get a good workout. So I feel like running the way that I run my climb classes. Now, a climb training class is named that because it always includes conditioning, lift intervals. So we're integrating lifts into the strength and conditioning part. A lot of different integration with mobility and balance in those situations, both the conditioning and the strength training. So a person that comes to my training, does my training, my climb training, is getting a dose of all things necessary to have a good total body strength and conditioning workout in one setting, in one sitting. The time intervals are what makes it approachable for people when I teach it, whether it be live or on a video. Some people that I train do videos and recording, so they can get a chance not to have to keep up with or compete with a cadence of other people that are in the class. I give you time intervals. Now, this isn't something new. It's something that's proven that your muscles will respond to, that you get an adaptation from, for strength. The other reason why I like intervals is because people can customize how they approach the workout as well. So let me give you an example. In my climb class, we're going to do it fundamentally. We're going to do some squats. All right. Some person might start the situation with body weight only. So in a 30-second time interval, maybe up to a 60-second time interval, I vary the intervals from session to session. So a person might start with just body weight, and they might spend the whole 30 seconds just doing body weight squats. Another person might load up with some bigger, heavier dumbbells, knowing that their goal is hypertrophy. They want to grow muscles, and they're going to do some of that 30-second interval with as heavy weights as they can manage, as challenging as weights as they can manage. And if they get to 20 seconds and they simply burn out, can't do anymore, they're at failure, I don't want them to do it incorrectly just to get to 30 seconds. I want them to stop. So that tells them that they lifted heavy enough challenging weights to get that muscle building response from doing the exercise. I also think that, it gives that leeway or customization to have different goals than muscle mass building. So a person who wants to build mass and lift super heavy weights and be challenged like that, growth, can do it. But also a person who just wants to be fit, wants to challenge themselves, wants to feel like they got a good workout in, burn some calories, work on their balance, make sure they have their form right. Maybe they're even working through some injuries that they've had. Well, then they can do the whole entire 30-second interval with a less challenging weight and still feel like they got a great workout. So if you came to watch me train people in this climb class or climb training group, you would see a whole variety of different kinds of athletes. And like the whole point of this video was that the argument of reps, repetitions, being the way to like train people or do it, it doesn't always apply, especially in a group fitness or a group training situation where you've got such a variety of people and there's a time limit on the training. It's not like an open gym. I feel like for me as a professional that's trained in multiple different modalities, from fitness, yoga, corrective exercise, strength conditioning, for all ages, I want to make sure that the opportunity for growth and success is there for each participant in my class, and not just like, okay, I got there, but now I can only do one thing, so I sort of feel defeated that I showed up and all these other people have been here a lot and they're really crushing it. I want people to feel successful at keep coming back and have that door opening opportunity to keep climbing, keep getting better, keep getting stronger. So listen, you can do this with me. There's a couple opportunities. I could do some live classes locally here. So if you live locally to me, I'm in Michigan, in Lower Michigan, outside of Detroit area, Metro Detroit. So if you live around here, you can experience this live, like in person. I only do it a couple times a week. And I'm doing it for fun these days because it gets me out. It gets me in front of people with that energy and, still making relationship connections while, training people live. You can do that like that. But I also have an online platform that I do this on Patreon, actually, that I've been doing it on since the pandemic started, back in those days when we couldn't go to the gyms for a while. And it's been super successful for the busy professional person that can't make it to the gym on a regular basis at the same time to go to a training class or get a trainer or make it to the open hours or whatever it is, or they travel for work. A lot of these people are doing these from home. They work remotely. They'll tune in with me live. We'll do it like this on Zoom. So I show you what to do. You do it with me. We have a community built, so there's a little energy there. And then there are a lot of people doing it on a recording. So they're all recorded. So think like, Netflix. I'm not sure if I can say that on here, but like Netflix, all these streaming services now have libraries and catalogs of movies and music. Well, this is a streaming library of fitness, my climb classes, yoga, 3 different levels of or types of yoga classes that I've recorded and put in that library, workshops for fitness and yoga, meditations in that platform on Patreon. I mean, there's other stuff on there too, like tons of different programming that I've put up there over the years. So hundreds and hundreds of workout sessions, hundreds and hundreds of yoga sessions. It's like the total complete package for somebody who wants to be at their peak. A professional that works from home, that works remotely, they travel for work. These people are taking this stuff with them. They don't have to miss a Monday ever. they can stay tagged in, they can stay plugged in while they're on the road. My workout, my training that I do for strength and conditioning, it's called CLIMB because it stands for cardio, lift, intervals, mobility, and balance, and it's that total body training. I think you would love it. I really do. I haven't had anybody like hate it ever. Once you do it for once or twice, you're like, man, this is really good stuff. It's the way that I got in shape back in the day in 2008 when I was a busy, overweight, newly to-be dad and wasn't paying attention to my health habits on the forefront because I was paying most attention to being the best professional that I could be. And my health went to the back seat. I got too big, too out of shape, couldn't do the things I wanted to do. But with this kind of training and paying attention to my nutrition in a really super simple step, listen, I can't even boil water, right? All right, so I'm not a cook, I'm not a chef, I don't do recipes, I don't do ingredients. I don't know, that's not my thing. My thing is simple and sustainable with the power plate method. And you can learn that. You can learn that in my Patreon platform. So anyway, that's it. I kind of hopefully for you, I dismantle a little bit of the reps versus time interval fight that people have or want to have. They don't have it with me because when they do my workouts, they know that the intervals work and they love them. Sometimes they're short and doable. Sometimes they're long and tougher. That's life. That's how we do life. I hope you're doing life like that. You're breaking it up into little short 20-second intervals and you're doing one thing at a time. You're taking steps. You're being a warrior. Keep fighting the fight. Keep climbing.